Good morning, and welcome to the Sunday weekly gathering of the Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living. If you're new to this broadcast, I'm so honored and grateful that you have found us either on Facebook or YouTube. I'd like to invite you to use those chat feeds to let us know that you're here and to share with the other people that are participating in this service in these ways this morning. we'd love to hear what's on your hearts and minds this morning. So if you are new to us, what we do here is intentionally, through our mission of being love in action, transforming lives, and transforming communities, this lofty mission statement is expressed in community here through what we call our pathway of transformation. And the uniqueness of that pathway is that every single individual person that is a part of this community gets to walk their own individual spiritual pathway. Whatever beliefs and ideas and religious and spiritual traditions have brought you here, you get to bring those or leave them behind to whatever degree you need to and walk your own path. But we do so in community. So we have this beautiful labyrinth in front of me that we sometimes use to do walking meditation. And it's a real beautiful metaphor of groups of people walking a path together, yet individually. And we do that, the way we do that is through gatherings like this and other forms of inspiration that we right now are delivering mainly in the online context. But sometimes we have events here and ways of being together just to celebrate the notion of spirit in us. Then we take that deeper into classes and small groups. You can check out our website, ABQCSL.org, and there's spirit groups and classes that allow you to feel spirit as you begin to develop your practice. We have a daily practice that's available online too called Spirit Calling. You can register for that on our website, and that is a daily fulfillment of our mission of bringing a message and putting it into our lives, really, which is the essence of spiritual living. So today's service, the theme is, it's in our series of oneness, and the theme today is there is only one. And the spiritual practice that we're focusing on is really the core foundational practice of Centers for Spiritual Living. It has a really scientific name. It's called spiritual mind treatment, which is a little intimidating, but you can soften that by understanding that it's a form of affirmative prayer. And it was developed by Ernest Holmes. And I wanted to share a quote that I read in my Spirit Calling broadcast this morning that really describes his perspective on what the value of affirmative prayer. To meditate daily on the perfect life and to daily embody the great ideal is a royal road to freedom, to that peace which passes all human understanding, and is happiness to the soul of humankind. Let us learn to see as God must, with perfect vision. Let us seek the good and the true and believe in them with our whole heart, even though everyone we meet is filled with suffering and limitation appears on all sides. We cannot afford to believe in imperfection for a single second. I lost my place here. To do so is to doubt God. We cannot afford to believe in imperfection for a single second. To do so is to doubt God. It is to believe in a power apart from God. So here we believe there is no separation. And today is going to be a celebration of that. We have our practitioner and ministerial intern, Jane Midgley, with us, and we have some beautiful rituals and ceremonies, all to teach you and to bring you deeper into this experience of oneness through what we call affirmative prayer. So again, share with us your ideas of prayer, how you practice. Share with us in the chat feed, and enjoy today. And we're so glad that you're here with us. So I'm going to model for you that affirmative prayer and begin the service with an invocation. So calling into the room and recognizing the power of this oneness. I call it source energy, God, spirit. It goes by many names, and it goes by many experiences. The point being, we call it in. I affirm that this source is present in this space right now. And I know that to be true because I recognize my life as an extension of that source, that I am created from that very idea, that very divine spark. I am spirit expressing. As I know that I am spirit expressing, I know that everyone here in this service and everyone watching it online and everyone who we all come into contact with is a divine emanation and a further expression of that oneness. And so I let this day unfold in beauty and in perfection, knowing that it is all part of the wonder and part of the expression of spirit. And so I just let it all go, and I let it unfold, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Jeffrey. Good morning, everyone. So grateful for everyone who's joining us live right now, as well as everyone who may be watching this later on demand. I'm so grateful for the love of this beautiful community and all of the learning and transformation and growth that we get to do here together. So now is the time that we are going to move into our lighting of the candles on the altar. And so I invite anyone who is watching live, and maybe I'll ask Jeffrey to get on YouTube. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm observing on Facebook. And go ahead and type into the chat a little candle emoji if you'd just like us to light a candle for you, or type in your specific prayer request that you have for yourself, that you have for someone else, that you have for the world, so that we can light a candle in your honor on our altar right now. I'm going to ask Dino to light a candle for me today, a candle for releasing fear and just embracing faith more deeply today. Thank you, Dino. And we're going to light a candle for all of us that are here present, for Jordana and Emil and Jeffrey, and for Jane Midgley. Thank you so much, Jane. She's going to be delivering a great message for us today. So Bridget would like us to light a candle for trust and faith on her unfolding path. Tammy would like us to continue to send prayers for Amani and her family. So we'll light a candle for them. Jerry Crippen. Jeff says, we see you. We're going to light a candle for Jerry. Vanessa Owen would like a candle to be lit for all of her fellow educators. Yes, let's send love to the teachers. All love to the teachers. Let's see. Let's just light some candles for everyone that I can see by the comments is present here live right now. A candle for Kelly Sandin, a candle for Nancy, a candle for Kenny and Tammy, a candle for Krista, a candle for Elizabeth, a candle for Tracy, a candle for Scott. Good morning, Scott. A candle for Brenda. This is a candle of comfort. This is from Elizabeth Layton. A candle of comfort for anyone experiencing any type of grief or loss. Yes, thank you. Tammy says that Kenny has not been feeling well, so we're going to light a candle for Kenny, knowing his perfect health and wholeness and feeling betterness. All right. Candle. Nancy would like us to light a candle for all of the unvaccinated people. Jody? Candle for Jody. We're going to light a candle for Fran Skinner and Kat Gordon this morning. We're going to light a candle for Erica and Adam Koplow. A candle for Alexis Lindsay. Hi, Mom. And I want to light a candle for, Tammy says, for the doctors and nurses that are fighting COVID-19 in the hospital. Absolutely. Definitely going to light that candle and keep sending our prayers to all of the medical workers. Morning, Joylyn. Let's light a candle for Joylyn. Perfect health and wholeness for Joylyn. You're welcome, Tracy. She's thanking us for continuing with the candle ritual. It's a special thing. And I just want to light a candle for our community and all of the beautiful transformation that has happened in the lives of so many people in all of the years that this community has existed, and that I know continues to happen as we move forward. And so just know, if you're not watching live right now, your prayers are included in this candle lighting as well. That energy of love that we are creating here is all encompassing. We are all connected, and I'm so grateful for that. So we're going to anchor these prayers now with our singing bowl.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
I'm Jane Midgley, a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living. I'm also completing my ministerial training with Centers for Spiritual Living, and I will be licensed as a minister in a month. It is my great pleasure and honor to serve this community. I love anything to do with the heavens and with astronomy. And one of my favorite experiences with that was some years ago when my sister and I went camping at Chaco Canyon here in New Mexico. And during the day, we would explore the canyon, the ruins, and at night we could go to a building where the ranger would allow us to look through a telescope at the stars and the planets. And it was particularly inspiring because Chaco Culture Historical Park has made a decision to be light pollution free. And it's a status that you can achieve. So there's virtually no lights there at night. And so what you can see is more than we normally can of the heavens. When I had that experience, and when I do get to see that level of stars and the heavens, I feel this deep sense of oneness with all. And perhaps it's because astrophysicists tell us that we are literally stardust. The material in our molecules comes from cosmic phenomena. And this truth leads us to knowing it's one of the proofs that everything is made of this stardust, that everything is part of this one creation, the one divine energy that is in the back of all of it, that is in, through, and around everything. And there truly is only one. Knowing that we're connected to everything, we're existing within this one divine energy, can feel the way it felt to me at Chaco, that deep sense of oneness, just deepness within that knowing. However, this also means that we're intrinsically connected to every other human being. And they are part of the oneness. And we are actually one with every human being on the planet. That can be difficult right now because we all have our different perspectives on this and judgments and way of getting to it. But a lot of us are perceiving there's humans acting crazy right now in so many different ways. How could we be one with them? That's not me. They are part of the oneness. They are infused with the same power that we are of this one divine energy. We are one with them. And this is a great place to stand as we look at what is ours to do, because this isn't about being in the oneness doesn't mean you don't still show up and be love in action, taking action in the world. That is our mission here at the Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living, love in action. So we still want to take those actions that are ours individually to take, because this one power, one energy, the divine oneness that is in, through, and around us gives us unlimited power to shape our world and our lives. That has to come through us as action. And yet, if we do not do it from within the oneness, from within knowing that every human is within that oneness, then we're very likely to contribute to the separation, to the feeling of separation, to the reality of separation between humans that we're all suffering so much for right now. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, says, talk, live, act, believe, and know that you are a center in this one. All the power there is, all the presence there is, all the love there is, all the peace there is, all the good there is omnipresent. Consequently, the infinite is in and through everything. So you are part of this everything. We are part of this everything. And so we have all of this to bring to the world, this unlimited, infinite power to bring to the world, to shape it. How do we believe and know that we're a center in this one? Because that's the tricky part, isn't it? That I can know it in Chaco at night, looking at the wonder of the heavens. But how do we act from there more and more and more, stand in that grounding, knowing the oneness with all as we act? How do we do that? Because we're going to get caught up in the human stuff. That's part of the trip here. And we've all got our own versions of challenges and things that we're trying to understand how we can use to be a positive evolution for ourselves and others. And we don't want to skip over the reality. We don't want to skip over the emotions that come up, the grief that so many are feeling right now, the loss that we've all experienced. We need to give that space. We need to be self-loving in the way of caring for ourselves, of course. And we want to keep bringing ourselves back to knowing our inherent power, and that this one energy is working through us to bring everything into more alignment with that truth of oneness. so that we can create a world that works for everyone. We are so fortunate to have a spiritual technology that assists us with this. This is like the perennial question, how do we keep coming back to that grounding in the truth and acting from that? And we have an amazing spiritual technology that has been passed down to us, a tool to enable us to do this. And it's called Affirmative Prayer. And it is an unusual form of prayer that we have been gifted with. And one of our spiritual ancestors, Emma Curtis Hopkins, speaks to the power of the words and the form of affirmative prayer when she says this: you can quell the very roughness of the ocean storm by sending your steady word of peace over the waters. They will respond. To stand still and hold on to one statement when another statement seems to have the whole battle is to become a skilled workman. When the storm faces the ship, if she is a good one, she ignores the storm and pulls all sound and clean into port. This is the power of our word spoken in affirmative prayer to actually bring into being that which we want to experience and share with the world and be in the world and create in the world, because the creative energy of this one is available to us to use in whatever way we choose to use it. However, we must use it. And this affirmative prayer provides us the structure for how to do that. These other statements that seem to have the whole battle that Emma is referring to. So though in the storms, we're pulled in so many directions, and our minds can convince us that something is real or has power over us that doesn't, or it can bring us into the depths of despair and depression, thinking that that is the only place we can dwell. And it brings us into apparent separation from the oneness. It doesn't feel good when that happens. But we can interpret things differently when we're standing in that knowing of our power, when we're standing in knowing there is only one. Emma also identifies the uniqueness of our affirmative version of prayer. The only difference between our prayers and the old Orthodox prayers is that we pray as if we have already received the blessings instead of begging for them. As we stand in the oneness, as we're praying, as we know we've already received the blessings, as we're praying, we feel that we've already received the blessings and we already do have them as we believe we have them. We are reshaping our lives and reshaping our world. As I learned more about affirmative prayer over the years, and what an amazingly powerful tool it was, I used it to address part of my own personal journey. I, for years, had a pattern where I would attract lots of financial abundance and feel really good about all of that. And then I would have periods where I would have lots of lack and struggle attracting enough cash flow and then turning to some debt and just getting into a place of suffering around finances. And at one point I said, I don't want to go through this cycle anymore. I do not want this anymore. I want to create a new pattern for myself for my relationship with finances. And I knew that I could use affirmative action as a tool in this. And so I began speaking in my affirmative prayers. I am at peace with money. This was one of the main things that I did. I am at peace with money. And then I might give some more details about what that meant. And then after I would pray that, I would, if I had time, journal about what would it be like to have a life where I was at peace with money, completely at peace now and for the rest of my life. And as I did that, the prayer, as I moved my feet, as we say, because once again, this isn't about just dwelling in the oneness, dwelling in the knowing of the truth, but taking action, being proactive for what it is that we want to create, because that one power of creativity is coming through us as we act. I began to take different actions. My behavior changed in relationship to money. And as my behavior changed, things started to turn. And my ship was able to pull all sound and clean into port. This took some time, but I made steady progress. And now I do have a relationship of peace with money. And beautiful, amazing blessings are coming from that. So a few things about affirmative prayer. It isn't a mind thing. It's a full-bodied, coming straight from your heart thing. And this might sound a little odd because the name of our tradition is Science of Mind. And we also refer to affirmative prayer as spiritual mind treatment. But the founders of our tradition did not mean by mind the same thing that we mean. They really meant the universal presence. And so that is what we are experiencing in affirmative prayer, full-bodied. We're knowing it at every possible level. So we want to bring in emotion and imagination and paint the picture so that we are bringing it into being right there in the moment. We must believe that the power exists. So this is that one power that's coming through us. We got it all going on. We must believe that power exists, that we're one with it. And we want to know exactly what we want to use it for. So there's that clarity. And usually we do know the next thing that's coming that we want to create or evolve in our life. So bring that forward into the affirmative prayer. But we can also, and it's great to pray for qualities and to expand within our life. Love, peace, joy, unity. That's wonderful. And that sometimes is what comes up in our prayer. But we can also get very specific about what we want to bring and create into our life. And so we can use it for very specific purposes. And the more we're clear about the purpose and knowing it's already happening, the more we're assisting the creative forces to work, to bring it to us in the most amazing ways. We want to feel the desire that we're bringing forth in our prayers already accomplished without getting attached to the results. So this can be tough. Right? We like to know how things are happening, and we also can be like, you can declare something in your prayer, be like, how is that ever going to happen? That's crazy, Doc. Or just you just can't see that it's possible for you. And this can even be going on in your thoughts during the prayer, which is fine. But we don't want to be attached to exactly how it shows up or to the results, because we want to allow for the possibility that could be even greater than we could imagine. And the universe will bring it to us in a perfectly customized way. And in divine timing. So we can't get too attached to the timing, too attached to the results. And that's why the feeling piece of it is so, so important. If you don't know what you want prayer for, because sometimes it's like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. And often we don't. Pray for clarity. I get the guidance I need right now. I have the clarity of my next step of evolution, and it is happening now. That can be your prayer. And finally, we infuse the prayer with life, energy, and deep knowing. And then once again, we've got to move our feet and take action. And we've got to show that we are proactive for it. But here's the really cool thing. When we're in that oneness, we're praying, we're declaring our next great, beautiful creation. When we come out of the prayer, we can really look at what is an inspired action. We can take that action. It's going to come from more within the oneness, within the trust of ourselves, within the knowing the truth of ourselves. So we want to take inspired action towards our creations. But that's essential. And once again, we can't pray in the world that works for everyone only. That's a very important part of it. And we've got to take action and trust these inspired actions that they have come from that amazing oneness that has everything we need to thrive. So just briefly reviewing the 5 steps of affirmative prayer. And the last several weeks we've been spending looking at lots of spiritual practices. And so we're looking at affirmative prayer today. But of course, like I mentioned before, my journaling and meditating goes right along with prayer. So find your own cohort that works for you all through all these practices. So the 5 steps are, the first step is recognition. There is only one, recognizing and describing it, how it's appearing to you today. The second is unification. I am one with the one. It is in, through, and around me. It is all I am, as it is all that of all existence. And once again, use your words that come forth for you that day. The third step is realization. This is where we speak our next step of evolution, what it is we desire to experience, infused with the feelings, the imagination, that heart energy. This is where we speak it, and we're literally bringing it into being here. So just that feeling part of it, that's the realization. The fourth step is gratitude. That's where we're grateful for this knowing of the oneness, that there is only one. We're grateful for our life within it, and we're grateful for the realization of what we have spoken today. The fifth step is release. We're releasing it to God to handle all the details. Like we talked before, we're releasing attachment to the results or the timing, knowing it's going to be so beautiful and perfectly customized for us. So this week, I would like to ask all of us to use affirmative prayer every day this week. So it might be for a small thing one day. It might be for a large thing. It might be longer in some days or shorter in some days. But let's really pull this tool out and use it to the greatest extent we can this week and see how that feels to be doing it. It helps to speak the prayers out loud. However, Ernest Holmes said you don't have to speak it out loud. It's in your heart, but it must be speaking loudly in your heart, from your heart. If you would like to have a practitioner, if you would like to have someone pray with or for you, you can reach out to our licensed spiritual practitioners, set up a prayer session, and they will help you know the truth of yourself within any situation in your life, or you can submit a prayer request online. Also, if you would like to really up your game around affirmative prayer and get some more practice and perhaps learn for the first time if you're new, we have a spirit group that starts right now called the Art of Prayer and Practice, and you're very welcome to join. You'll be getting more information about how you can sign up for all these things. There's a Hindu mantra called the Pavamana Mantra that expresses the journey we go through as we use affirmative prayer. Lead me from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let's anchor this in prayer. There is one universal presence that is active right now. It is infusing all forms and all beings with the peace that is at the heart of all of it. It is broadcasting the Om, that is the oneness, oneness, oneness broadcast behind everything that is happening. And I know that this immense universal presence is a force for good, is spreading beauty and truth everywhere. And it is infusing all circumstances with an uplifting, golden, amazing energy. So as I am knowing that, as I am hearing this Om oneness vibration right this moment, and feeling it vibrate within my own being, I am knowing that this vibration is who I am. I have this unity, this oneness, this power, this infinite goodness within me right here, right now. And it is what I am expressing. As I step into just existing right now within that unified vibration, I know for sure that every person hearing this is getting the clarity, the absolute opening into their next beautiful expression and evolution, the next creative project for their life that will bless themselves and bless the world. It is happening right now. All the doors are flinging open for everything to be fulfilled, for each person, their heart's desire. And I know this is happening right now. And it is joy and peace and love and beauty and truth and justice all at once, expressing this deep, deep knowing that we are all connected. We are all powerful. We are all reshaping our world so that it works for everyone. And I am deeply grateful for this experience of this oneness today, for the knowing that the clarity of the next evolution of everyone is happening right now, right here, and for life itself. So I release my word to God. I let it go. I let it be. And so it is.
Jane Midgley is in the house. Wasn't that absolutely beautiful? Thank you so much, Jane, for that. What a beautiful teaching on what we're talking about today, affirmative prayer. Some of the things that touched me in that, Jane, were the concept of us being stardust. And before Jane spoke, you saw all these candles in these bags floating into the sky. Each of us being one of these candles. That to me is stardust. We are all connected and we are all interconnected. The second concept was of being a power center, of finding our power, anchoring our power. And that's what affirmative prayer does, is it anchors you in the truth of your power so that you can eliminate any false belief or any roadblock to the realization that you're looking for in your life. So when I think of spiritual mind treatment, a lot of you know how much a role music plays in Clarissa's life and in my life. And I'm always on the lookout for evidence of it within contemporary songs of these principles that we teach and embody here. My favorite invitation that takes me into mindfulness around prayer is a song by Taj Mahal. And I'm going to sing the first verse for you as an invitation into this practice. And then I'm going to remind you of and set you on the course of the first two steps of affirmative prayer. And then after some announcements, Dino will, in his prayer, you'll be able to take these concepts forward and take your intentions forward into that final prayer that he delivers. I heard you played at love and lost, and sorrow turned your heart to frost. Oh, baby, baby, I melt your heart again. Remember feeling as a child when you woke up and morning smiled. Oh, baby, baby, it's time you felt that way again. There's just no percentage in remembering the past. Time you learn to live again, let love and last. Ooh, come with me, leave your yesterdays behind, and take a giant step outside your mind. Come with me, leave your yesterdays behind, and take a giant step outside your mind. Thank you, Jane. You reminded me of that, of the irony of science of mind is actually the practice of quieting the mind and stepping outside of the mind and realizing our inherent connection to oneness. All right, so revisiting these first two concepts. When I was learning affirmative prayer, it was like, okay, how do you synthesize all this? We all come from these different perspectives, but to me, this affirmation embodies and sets the tone for the first two steps of affirmative prayer. And we've all learned this in our practitioner studies, and I'm passing it on to you as an entry point to this practice of affirmative prayer. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. These three lines. There is only one life. That life is God's life. Substitute whatever word you need for God to feel that connection to that omnipresent power that Jane was speaking of. And the notion that that life is perfect. This is what we call recognition. What I called earlier, calling in the source of presence, the source of oneness, the source of all that is. The last line to this affirmation is, that life is my life now. That's the second step of affirmative prayer, unification. So the recognition of omnipresence and of oneness with that, and then personalizing it, bringing it forward. So what I want you to do while I'm giving announcements is to anchor yourself in that knowing, unite with that knowing that you are a part of all of those lanterns that were going into the sky. And then, moving to that third step, begin to set an intention around what you want to realize. That's the third step of affirmative prayer, in realization. So later when Dino prays, bring your prayer into that with him, and then he'll do the rest of the work in the last steps of it, and then see what that does for you. So to me, that's affirmative prayer in a nutshell. I'll read it one more time. There's only one life, only one. And that life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life right now. To be plugged into all of the happenings at this community as we're in this uncertain time, there's going to be a lot of announcements of what's happening, different ways to engage. And I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for people. So if you go on to abqcsl.org, and if you are not already receiving our newsletter, if you are, my invitation is to read it every week, because it's going to contain everything that you need to know to stay up to date. If you're new, you can go on and fill out that new to us, and you automatically get enrolled in this newsletter, and you'll be able to participate in all the different ways. So Jane mentioned really the thing that we'd like you to know right now in these times is the way to take this practice to the next level, to go deeper into affirmative prayer and to go deeper into all of the practices that we're about here. We have a Friday night spirit group called the Art of Prayer and Practice. And it's an open spirit group. So you can go on and enroll through the website under our next step section and let us know that you're going to be coming. Or you can just show up Fridays at 5:30 here at the Labyrinth. We will require masks and social distancing, but we would love for you to be here and take that next experiential step on this pathway with us. It's open and it's beautiful, and we need you to bring your unique quality of oneness to the table. So I'm inviting you Fridays, 5:30, to come and join us. We had our first one this last Friday that Clarissa led, and it was just a beautiful way to anchor in community. So please check that out. And this is the moment where I'd like to just really thank everyone for being here, and thank everyone for in whatever ways for the last 57 years that this community has been together. We've all contributed our time and our talent and our treasure in different ways. So that newsletter is your way to contribute your time and your talent. And your treasure, we can't thank you enough for. And the ways to continue to do that are through our text to give number. You can go on your phone and set up a one-time or a recurring gift. That number is 505-847-8431. Or you can go onto the website, abqcsl.org, and there's a donate button in the top right-hand corner. Click on that, and that takes you into a secure portal to give. Or you can scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now, and that takes you into the giving platform as well. We value every single gift that we get, and it's the only way that we do what we do. We receive no external monies whatsoever for all of these activities, other than the generosity and benevolence of this community. And that is a sacred and beautiful thing. And as Jane said in her walk too, her part of her path was this awareness of financial abundance and prosperity through the art and practice of prayer. So you can get involved in that practice, and you can get involved in the outpouring of what you learn through what you give. And I guarantee you it will come back to you tenfold. So thank you for your participation here today, and your participation in the past and in the future as we go forward together. So I'm grateful for this time together. And now I would like to call upon my man Dino to finish this exercise with us today with a benediction and an affirmation.
Good morning. I so appreciate being here with you today. My name is Dino. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center, and I just wanted to bring to your attention prayer opportunities that the center provides for our community. If you have the opportunity to log on to our website at abqcsl.org, you'll find a tab about us. You can click on that tab and leave your prayer for us. The practitioners and the ministers of the center will hold you in prayer for the week. Also, prayer at abqcsl.org. You can leave your prayer there as well. I wanted to share a little this morning with you of my ongoing relationship with my kitty cat, Junior. I've been trying to get Junior to stay inside with me a little more. I just love his company, but he has a tendency to think he's a mountain lion, and he likes to be outside. So I found some music that was available online that assured me that I could get my cat to calm down and stay inside and sleep. So I played the music for Junior and relaxed, and before I knew it, I fell asleep. And when I woke, Junior was just looking at me with those big blue eyes, wondering what the heck's going on. So I would appreciate your prayer, your affirmations, whatever you can send into the universe for me and Junior that he wants to spend a little more time with me. I would appreciate that. I'm going to take the last 2 steps of affirmative prayer, thanksgiving, and release, and ask you to join me in prayer. Grateful for this moment. Grateful for this day. Grateful for this time together. Grateful for life itself. We invite you to drop into your heart center, into the sanctuary of life itself within. To know a peace that endures all. To know a love that is always available. To know that we are one in this one space that is available to us always. We find the love in this space of spirit that allows us to reach out into our community, to reach out to others in prayer, in affirmation of the truth of who we are, whole and complete, always loved unconditionally. And in this space, it is with deep gratitude that our heart grows and grows and grows with delight. I think about the stars falling on the pillow on which you lay, the affirmations we place as we fall to sleep, for everyone that we know that needs our prayer, that needs our affirmation of goodwill and perfect health. For everyone that has submitted a prayer request card prior to this moment, those of you that leave your prayer, your affirmation on your pillows, we pray in gratitude. We release these words into the universe, into the creative field of life, into the law, knowing that as we speak them, they continue to manifest. And so it is. Thank you so much. At this time, we'd like to close our service with an affirmation. If you join me in speaking it, it would be wonderful. Today I claim my divine inheritance by affirming my oneness with all that is good. And so it is. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Namaste.